Well, you're watching Primetime News on MTV Sports. In business news tonight, the 13th Sri Lanka Economic Summit, organised by the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, provided a platform for some intense debate and discussion on a gamut of issues and challenges with regards to positioning Sri Lanka in the global economy. Now, I was able to experience firsthand the meeting of minds from the business community, the public sector and the political arena. Today's sessions at the 13th Sri Lanka Economic Summit saw several current and pertinent issues relating to the Sri Lankan economy being discussed. What can Sri Lanka do to entice more foreign direct investment to the country? Will incentives alone be enough? What can the country do to deal with a burgeoning trade deficit that is threatening to destabilize the country's post-conflict recovery? These are just a few of the issues that were discussed in the 8 plenary sessions that comprise the 13th Sri Lanka Economic Summit.
Over the top, but still it did.
The final plenary session, which featured several politicians from across the spectrum, saw differing viewpoints being expressed on Sri Lanka's progress and the country's future.
10 years ago, 90% of our GDP as a ratio was exports and imports, which has fallen to 50%. The share of Sri Lanka's exports in the world has fallen from 0.08% to 0.05% according to the IMF calculations. That goes to show that Sri Lanka in the last 10 years have actually declined, has actually uncoupled, has actually disintegrated, not integrated from what we want to be.
If we are to show ourselves either to South India or to India or to China or to the world as an investment friendly country, you see the language that we use also must be friendly and not angry. Now all this has an impact. You can't divorce your economic interest from your general what you hold out to the world to be.
The West is our friend also. As they mentioned, the export markets in the West, we had to consolidate. Just 2 weeks, I think last week, the US gave the GSP back to us. So there are positive things. Fitch ratings to 1 week ago, BB minus outlook, stable. So I mean, it's all on your minds, it's all on your thoughts, it's all on the interpretation and the perception of things. Yes, there are issues, but I think Sri Lanka is strong, Sri Lanka is resilient.
Are the issues and challenges that Sri Lanka faces any closer to being resolved or met following this key summit, which meritably brought together leaders of Sri Lanka's corporate community, public officials and politicians? Only time will tell. Nadim Majid, News First.
Time now to take a look at the newspaper cartoon of the day, which we selected from amongst today's daily English newspapers.
On to one of our headline-making stories tonight. 3 individuals were killed in a motor accident that took place in the Diulapita area on the Colombo-Kurunegala road. The police noted that another individual has sustained minor injuries.
The accident occurred at around 9 p.m. last night in the Imbulgasmulla area in Diulapita when a lorry plying from Colombo to Kurunegala collided head-on with a cab travelling from Kurunegala to Colombo. The police noted that the lorry had been on the wrong side of the road at the time of the accident. He ran away. A group of people caught him while he was fleeing. He was drunk and couldn't even stand straight. There were about 3 bottles of beer in his lorry as well. A huge lorry crashed into our vehicle. I was thrown out from the door and that's all I can remember. The police said the driver of the lorry has been arrested. Y.A. Chamindakumara, a resident of the Dangolla area in Kurunegala, Anruman Namperuma, a resident of the Girigulla area, and M.A. Chandadasa, a resident of the Vaupiti area, died in the accident.
With dengue reaching epidemic proportions, a concentrated effort is being made by all sections of society to eradicate the deadly disease. Various methods are being used in this exercise.
For Sri Lanka, for our children, for our tomorrow.
Several tried and tested methods of mosquito eradication as well as new methods can be observed in the indigenous medicine sector. The plant Madhuruthala is used for smoking out mosquitoes, and applying citronella oil is another method of keeping away mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes can be driven away by burning Madhuruthala leaves, koma leaves and cashew skins. Smoke obtained by burning koma seeds can also be used to drive away mosquitoes.
Mosquito coils and mosquito nets are also used to prevent mosquito bites. Some use modern methods like rackets, neon bulbs and various other means to combat mosquitoes. Meanwhile, Cyril Dandenia of Kondenia in Mavanella has come up with a novel method to trap mosquitoes. He even possesses a patent for it. While some introduce creative methods to combat mosquitoes, others come up with novel ideas. This is one such idea. According to data from the Statistics Department, the country's population stands at 20,277,597. 10% of that works out to 2,027,759. If 2 mosquitoes are eradicated by each of these people, 4,055,590 mosquitoes will be eradicated each day.
For Sri Lanka, for our children, for our tomorrow.
The Colombo Educational Zone, which has 147 schools under its jurisdiction, is the largest educational zone in the Western Province. Yet 3 years ago, an individual who was being investigated by a special presidential investigation unit for her activities as the Director of Education in charge of the Homagama Educational Zone, which is considerably smaller than the Colombo Educational Zone, was appointed to the post of Director of Education in charge of the Colombo Educational Zone. The said individual was being investigated on charges relating to fraud committed during a tender. The Zonal Director of Education in Colombo was transferred to the Provincial Education Department during the latter part of last year following an investigation into her conduct. However, this transfer was annulled by the Governor of the Western Province. Over 8,000 teachers rely on the services of this zonal office, which is located in a small plot of land. Various teachers who arrive here daily for their requirements are forced to roam the 5 stories of this building in order to find solutions to their issues. Some teachers who have been assigned to the Colombo Educational Zone have bitter memories of this building, as they have been forced to repeatedly visit this location in order to solve their issues. Even elderly and feeble teachers who arrive at this office have been forced to roam the corridors and stairs of this building in order to resolve issues pertaining to their pension and allowances. After taking these factors into consideration, several attempts were made to relocate the Colombo Zonal Educational Office to a more spacious location, but each attempt proved unsuccessful. The responsibility of transforming this office into one which does not horrify individuals who arrive here for various purposes was vested with the Zonal Director of Education. This responsibility was given to the director along with a fully functional elevator which covers the 5 floors of the building. The Provincial Minister of Education purchased this elevator at a cost of 3.5 million rupees and handed it over nearly 8 months ago. However, those arriving at the office still use the same flight of stairs, while the elevator lies in a corner of the office car park. Since then, the Zonal Director of Education has wasted nearly 100,000 rupees of public funds by publishing 2 erroneous tender notices in 2 national daily newspapers. The first advertisement was published on the 26th of March this year at a cost of 31,000 rupees, calling for tenders to fix the elevator to the building. However, instead of this advertisement resulting in a solution to the issue, it made matters worse as an issue arose with regard to the tender process. Thereby, a second tender notice was published at a cost of 75,000 rupees on the 2nd of May with the aim of solving the issue created by the first tender notice. However, this advertisement too proved to be erroneous. Chairman of the Colombo District Development Coordination Committee, this is over to you.
Search operations are being carried out to locate a firearm that was stolen from a police officer in Warakapola. Now, according to the police, 2 individuals were involved in the incident. The firearm of a police officer who was on duty at the Warakapola Magistrates Court had been stolen last night. 2 individuals who arrived on a motorbike had thrown a substance at the face of the police officer and stolen the firearm. The policeman was admitted to the Kegol hospital. The 2 suspects who robbed the firearm had abandoned the motorbike near the Mangedara Mahawatta Vihara and fled. A search operation was carried out in the area today with sniffer dogs to nab the suspects.
The hunger strike launched by the All Ceylon Pensioners Collective has been called off.
At a demonstration held today, pensioners complained that there was a disparity between the pensions received by the old and new pensioners. They pointed out that those who retired prior to the 1st of January 2006 receive a pension that had been calculated 15 years ago. Pensioners noted that in the wake of the rising cost of living, the amount that they receive as their pensions is insufficient. The demonstrators called off their hunger strike following a discussion with the Director General of Pensions in Abhay Wickrama, who arrived at the location.
The President has drawn his attention towards the hunger strike launched by these pensioners. The Minister of Public Administration has also discussed the issue. A proposal has been put forward to present proposals in this regard in the 2013 budget. We believe that there will be a positive outcome.
Now, on a related note, the Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Sajid Premadasa, says that a need has arisen for the formulation of a national policy on pensions. He expressed this view at a media briefing convened today.
The salaries of state sector employees were increased through the State Administration Circular 2006/6 in the year 2006. Due to the increase in salaries, there is a serious anomaly between the pensions of those who retired prior to the 1st of January 2006 and those who retired after. Why can't the pensioners who rendered a yeoman service for the betterment of this country be treated in the same manner that the parliamentarians are treated? I call on the Ministry of Public Administration to immediately issue a circular rectifying the salary anomalies created by Circular number 6 of 2006.
The United National Party Ahaliyagoda Election Coordinating Office was declared open today.
A group including UNP parliamentarians Sujiva Senasinghe and Thalathathu Korala were present at the occasion. We were told that Sri Lanka will be the miracle of Asia. However, what has happened today? They have taught us about nepotism. The Hambantota port was constructed. Do ships sail there? Ships are not coming to Hambantota. Not even the frogs are coming. Those who forcibly engage in fishing in our waters are being told to unload their catch on that side.
Prabhakaran was killed, but today a time has come where all citizens, not only those in the war-torn areas, find it difficult to live. A time has come where one finds it difficult to protect a girl.